Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Tinkerpreneur session. For today's session, we have Mr. Santosh with us, who will be walking you through the user experience and design, and will teach you a lot about how you can use this to build out your products. So with that, I'd like to invite Sir to take you through his presentation.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Santosh Hiremat from Learning Foundation. What a pleasant day to learn something new. I welcome you all to the user experience session in which we will be taking session on basics of HTML. This will be a complete hands-on session and we will be building a web page. Before we start with the hands-on session, let's understand some important key aspects. We visit many websites every day. But what exactly is an website? Before we talk about the website, we need to understand what a web page is. A web page is a text file consisting of codes. Suppose if you open an Amazon website, the first page you will see is the home page. Web pages are created using different programming languages. Some common programming languages includes HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML is used to describe the structure of the web page, just like a skeleton of a body. CSS is used to design purposes like positioning, colors, spaces between the components, etc. It's like the skin of the body. JavaScript makes the web pages more dynamic and adds more functionality like search suggestions, previews, and other functionalities. A website is like a book having various kinds of web pages. So in today's session, we will be building a story web page. Before we start coding, let's download the platform in which we will be coding the HTML files. So one of the software is Notepad++. Here you can see it's a download link. Depending on your Windows version, you can go ahead and download for 32-bit or 62-bit. Here is the installer. Just click on this and you can download the software. I have already downloaded this software, so I will just walk you through the steps on how to download it and how to install it. Okay. Now, depending on your Windows version, click on the installer. Then once you open that file, click. There will be a pop-up saying like this. Click on S, and next click on I agree. Next, and you can create a checkbox list. You can checkbox this to create a desktop shortcut key on the desktop, and click on the install button. If everything is done smoothly, then you'll be getting a last finish button. Click on this and done. Your software will be getting installed. Now you can click on file new to open a new file. One important note to be observed is that the Notepad++ works only with the Windows OS. There are other softwares which you can use for if you got other OS installed in your computers. Some examples are Visual Studio Code, Sublime, Komodo, Brackets, and other software. You can work on this software also. Now, before we start coding, let's look into some important notes. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is basically used to create web pages. An important note to remember, HTML isn't itself a programming language. It's a markup language. Programming languages use logic and conditions to control content. HTML doesn't do that, but it is still a very important language. So this is the basic difference between the other languages and the HTML. Now you can create an HTML file on your computer and load it using your browser. Important thing to remember is that this file will not be on the internet. Only your local computer can view this file. To make it available on the internet, you need to host it. You need to buy a domain. And there are other aspects that we'll be not covering on this session. Now, let's get started with building a web page. The first line of any HTML document will always be the doc type HTML. What this is telling us that it's simply an instruction that tells your web browser that it's reading an HTML document. Now, let's look into basic structure of HTML file. This is very important. So this is the basic structure of an HTML file. This is a mandate structure. Doc type HTML to tell the browser that it is reading an HTML file. HTML, this is an opening tag. Okay. It will be written like greater than HTML and less than. And we got head, we got body, and this is the closing tag. Closing tag will be always with the slash. Now, what do you mean by this HTML? This tag tells the browser that everything inside it is an HTML. HTML document is divided into two main parts. One is head and the one is body. The head tag. This tag contains information about the website. It is also where you load the CSS and JavaScripts. The data inside this is not directly visible to the end user, but adds functionality to the web pages like titles, scripts, styles, and more. This is called as metadata. Now, next is the body tag. Everything that goes inside these tags are visible page content. The body includes the content of pages like headings, paragraph, tables, etc. Now, let's code. We have gone through the basic concepts, very key important concepts. Now, let's hit back and code this. Exit my presentation. I will open my Notepad++. So I have already created a new file here. New file, you can click on here, new. And this is how you create a new file. Now let's type our first code. First important thing is that doc type HTML. And remember that it should be in capital letters, okay? And HTML tag, opening tag, and we got a head tag and a closing head tag. Next, we got the body tag and a closing body tag. And closing HTML tag. Okay, so now our first code will go, our first text file or our first code will go inside the body. What we will write, we will type as I am excited to learn HTML. Okay, this is what I have written, and let's check it on internet now, how it will be viewed. Now, before opening this, now how to open this file in the internet? Okay, how to open this file? First, you need to save this. You can click here, save, or you can have a shortcut key, Control S, and you can save it in any of your location, your desired location. I will choose desktop. Create a new folder. New folder. I will name it as web page session, and give you a file name. I will give it as first.html. The .html extension is a mandate. Okay, don't forget to give the .html extension. Okay, first.html, and save it. Now let's open that file. Okay, here is that folder which I have created, web page session. You can see here it is showing you the browser icon. I will just double click on this, and yes, done. Congrats, this is your first web page. Okay, see, I'm excited to learn HTML. This is how it's simple. Interesting. Now let's move on. I'll just minimize this, and let's move on with another important key concepts. Adding meta tag. So this is a very important meta tag, okay, which we will be adding in the head tag. So the tag is meta name viewport content equals to width, device width, initial scale. This tag is very important. Okay, this tag is for it is important because this is very important for an responsive website. You can see the content width, device width. This content is telling us that it should make the width of the website the same as the width of the viewing devices. Okay, it will resize the width of the website to adapt to the different viewing devices like mobiles, tablets, desktops, and more. So in short, we can say it as this: it makes the width same as the width of the viewing device. Next, this initial scale 1.0. What does this tells the web page is that the zooming factor in the website is just the zooming factor in the website. It zooms by 1. We will check on next tag, adding a title. Okay, you can add a title to your web page using the title tag. It says the title of the web page, which shows on the browser title bar. Now let's code this to and the title goes inside the head tag. Okay, let's add title. I will type it as my first web page. slash title. So this will be the title of our web page, and we will add that metadata. Meta name equals to double quotes report content equals to width equals to device dash width, comma, initial scale equals to 1.0. Close this. It should come here. Okay. Now let's save this, and we will open our browser. And you don't need to now go to that same file and click there, go to that folder and click on that file. You can just refresh this. Okay, and observe here. So it is showing the location of the web page right now as an title. Now I will refresh it. Did you see this? Okay, it showed you my first web page. I will show you once again. Okay, I will just remove this, save it, refresh it. See, it is now showing the location of that folder, sorry, location of that file. Now, once I add a title here, save this, refresh, you can see my first web page. Cool, right? Now let's move on with the next concepts. So we are done with the title. Next is the headings. Different levels of HTML headings are defined with the H1 through H6. H1 stands for heading number 1, and heading tags always go inside the body tags. Remember that heading tags always go inside the body tag. These are the visible components. Each heading has a default font size, with heading 1 the biggest font size and heading 6 with the smallest font size. Let's check out the headings now. Okay, I got a heading text here. Oh, let's just I've already written an heading text here. I'll just copy and paste it over here so that we'll be quick to run the program. Okay, you can see here the same thing, just added the heading. The tag is H1 and a closing tag. This is the opening tag and a closing tag. Opening and a closing. Same for H3, H4, H5, and H6. Title same, metadata. Let's save this. Open up the browser and refresh it. See, so these are the headings. One being the having the biggest font size. This is heading 1, heading 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one. You can define the headings using this heading tags. Let's go ahead with next concepts. We are done with the heading tag. Now, an important thing, paragraph. To mark text as a paragraph, we use p tags. Most of your readable contents goes inside the paragraph tag. Just like a word, you can use paragraph to separate the content into blocks. And another important tag is the line break tag. So why this line break tag is used, I will tell you with the example. Now, the important the part in which we are waiting, we will be building a story web page. So I'm taking a story from Panchatantra, and we will be building a story web page. So I have this story called as Clever Boatman, and I will place that story inside the body tag. Okay, you can see here I have taken the story and I have pasted it in the body tag. I will save this, maximize. I will say this. And one more thing is that if you want the font to be greater, zooming factor to be greater, you can press Control and mouse scroll up button. Okay, you can see you can zoom in, and same thing, holding the Control, scroll down, mouse scroll button, and you can minimize the zoom factor. Now let's reload the web page and check out what's the output of this. You can see, so this is the output of the HTML file. It will take in a complete line. It will have the complete dimensions, covering all the dimensions of uh, the device which you will be using. So to break that, we need to use the paragraph tags. So let's use now paragraph tags and check out what will be the result. The Clever Boatman, I want it to be a heading, which we can choose the heading. Let's choose H2. H2. So this is an heading. Closing tag H2. So now the Clever Boatman is acts as an heading. Paragraph, opening paragraph, and closing paragraph. So we can close this para here, /p. Okay, same thing we can do it here. Open paragraph and close paragraph. So I will just show you this output. Okay, I will save this. Let's look into the output. Refresh. See, the Clever Boatman. We have used H2 as an heading, and you can observe here, one day a rich merchant. This is the paragraph 1. Same way we will continue with the editing. I will make this as one more paragraph. Paragraph here and here, slash, and last one. Yes, we are done with having the paragraph. I will save this. I will open my browser, refresh this. See, it is looking paragraph. It has paragraph sentences. It is looking good now, but it is not looking like an story. Okay, I want to make it more like a storybook. So if I want to make this into line like this, one day a rich merchant said to a boatman, I will make you very rich. But what if I want a space or a new line in the after the word but? So how this can be done? Remember that, see, if I press and spaces here, okay, if I enter, it won't take the new line. See, I have pressed 4 5 enters, I have pressed space here. Okay, I'm doing this space, and if I press a double enter, and I will save this, but it won't be reflected inside your web page. See, to make it into a new line, you have to use the break tag. Remember, remember in the presentation I have showed you that br tag. Now let's use that br tag here. HTML won't automatically break the lines. Okay, very important thing. HTML won't automatically break the line. And one more thing to remember is that the br tag doesn't have a closing tag. Okay, it will be just having an opening tag. We'll make it as aesthetically good so that our editing will be easy. I can have a br tag here. Now let's save this. Let's open the web browser, refresh the page. Yeah, see, it is looking uh, more aesthetically good, pleasing. What we will do, we will take this living also inside. Remove this. Let's hide it from here. Yeah. Okay. Now, what if I want to make something sentence to be, bold or italic and all? Usually, this is done using the CSS scripts. Okay, so for styling and all, we use CSS scripts, but the HTML also got some of the formatting tags. We'll look into those formatting tags now. So we have gone through the paragraph, written down the stories. Now formatting tags. HTML has got bold text. We can make text as bold using the B tags. It again has a opening and closing tag, and another tag called as strong tag. This also represents text or a word in a bold. What does this strong tells us? The strong text marks it as an important. This is useful for search engine result. Next is the italic tag. Same thing. It is denoted using the I tag, I and EM. EM stands for EM, and EM is an element defines emphasized text with semantic importance. Next, we got the underline tag, opening and closing. And in all other languages, same. We got an comment line. So this comment line, when you use the comment line in between the any sentences, it will be not visible on the web page. This is how the comment will be done using this comment line. Other tags are superscript text, SUP. Superscript text appears half a character above the normal line, and it's often rendered into a small font. And we got subscript text. It is also the same, but it will be below the normal line. And we got one more tag called as HR, horizontal tag. So let's use this all formatting tags in our story and check out the result. I will open this web page. The clever boatman. What we will do, we will make this as a bold. It is already bold, but let's make it more bold. Bold. And important thing, we can underline this. Okay, we will underline this. Underline. Oops, sorry for that. Underline, closing tag, and we'll close the bold tag. Then we can use a strong here, very rich. And another important thing is that the Notepad++ will also be giving you a suggestion, like just now it gave me a strong suggestion, right? The boatman agreed safely to the river. The merchant had a lion. Can we make lion? Can we use an italic font here? Let's use italic here. A lion. I will close this. For a goat, we will use the em tag. Em tag. And for grass, again, we can use the italic tag. Let's save this and check out the output, how it is looking. We refresh this. You can see the clever boatman. It got underlined. We got an underlined word here and a very rich. You can see here, very rich. I will just zoom this web page. Where, yeah, you can see here, very rich. And lion is in italic. Goat, we are used an em tag. It's in italic. Grass, again, it's in italic. Now let's use the other formatting tags. Quickly, we will use the other formatting tags now. Let's have a superscript at here, SUP. Using SUP. And a subscript for here. And let's end this story having an horizontal line. save this. Let's open, refresh. Okay, you can use observe here the first. This is the superscripted uh, tag, and this is the subscripted tag, and you can see this is the underline. So we have ended our story with an horizontal line. Sorry, we have ended the story with an horizontal line. Looks pretty, right? Now let's look into other tags. Let's see what we got next. Adding hyperlinks. So a very important stuff. We can add an hyperlinks to any of our words or text or images. So HTML hyperlinks. You can add hyperlinks to text, images, buttons, or any other HTML elements. It got its format. Okay, the format is opening tag a, href, and the URL which you want to embed inside an text. For example, a reference, href or www.google.com. I want to add this to our rewarded word. So how we can add this? Let's add that hyperlink. Okay, let's open our code. So I want to add an hyperlink to this rewarded word. So we type it as a href. So you can see the Notepad++ is giving me a suggestion equals to. Now here you need to type the URL which you want to embed. To get the URL, you can just open the browser. I will just take the Google link here, google.com. You can open this and take this link. Okay, copy it, open your text file, and you can likely paste this. So this is that link. Close this. I want to embed this inside rewarded. Okay, and that's it. Done. Save this. Let's open that file. Okay, now did you see this? It is showing me in a different color now because I've added an hyperlink here. I will click on this. When you click on that link, you will be diverted to the Google site. So this is how you add an hyperlink inside an text. Now I need to get back. I need to press a back button if I want to go back to my storyline. Now what if I want to open this tab, open this into a new tab? It's very simple. Just you need to add a target attribute here. So before this closing, type target equals to into the double quote underscore blank, closing the double quotes, and done. That's it. We have just added this target attribute. Now let's save this. Let's open the browser, refresh this. Nothing has happened. Okay, but when you click on that link, you can see it has opened that Google link in a new tab. Our first page is here. Now it has opened the hyperlink in a new tab. This is how you can open an hyperlink in a new tab. Looks awesome, right? One important thing you need to remember is that, okay, you need to add this HTTPS, okay, this line. It is very important. Don't directly add just the website name, okay? It should be a complete URL address. Now let's finish this story by adding an image. So how we can add an image? Let's head back to our presentation and let's see how we can add an image. So img is the image tag. The format is img source and the name of the image. Let's check out how we can add this. And one more important thing is that this image should be inside your folder, okay? I've got an image here. You can see here, I will double click, I will open that image. So this is the image which we'll be adding to our story. And I have named it as Boatman. Okay. This image, I need to keep it inside my folder, the folder in which our HTML file is there. So inside that, we need to keep this image and check out the format, okay? You can see here, if I click on here, properties, which type of file is the image? Image is of PNG file. This is also a very important thing, okay? PNG. Why it is important, I will tell you. Now let's open our editor. Let's add that image here. IMG tag. You can press a tab if it gives you an auto suggestion. SRC source equals to the name of the image, okay? Boatman. It is giving you a suggestion. See, Boatman dot PNG because the image was in PNG format. And close this. Save this. And let's open the web page. Refresh this. And voila, see, you got an image here. So this is how you create an web page, a simple web page, and you can make it as more attractive if you use the CSS scripts and JavaScript. So this is how. So this is our first session in which we have built an web page, a story web page. Now let's read this story and finish off with our session. The clever boatman. One day, a rich merchant said to a boatman, I will make you very rich, but you have to ferry my belongings safely to the other side of the river. The boatman agreed. The merchant had a lion, a goat, and a bundle of grass. If the boatman took the grass first, the lion would kill the goat. If he took the lion first, the goat would eat the bundle of grass in his absence. So he took the goat on his boat first. After leaving it on the other side, he took the lion next. He left the lion on the other side and brought the goat with him. Then he left the goat on this side and took the bundle of grass to the other side, leaving the lion with the grass. He returned to fetch the goat last. Very clever. The merchant was very happy. He rewarded the boatman handsomely. So this is our Panchatantra story, a very clever story, a cleverness shown by the boatman. If you have any doubt, you can ask us. Otherwise, we will end our today's session. Thank you for being with us.